Here is another problem. So we're being asked to find the value of A and the value of X. So the value of X there represent an angle, right? That's angle A there. And the common A, that represents the height of the triangle. Notice there are actually two right angle triangles. Let's focus on the right angle triangle that's on the right hand side. So the height there is A and 41 degrees for the angle there, B. And the base of that right angle triangle on the right hand side is 15. So what do we know about this triangle now? We know the adjacent. Do we know the hypotenuse? No, we do not. We know the adjacent, which is 15, and we are being asked to find the opposite. So we know the adjacent. We are given the adjacent. We are given the adjacent, which is 15. And we are being asked now to find the opposite, which is represented by the height, which is A. That's the opposite. So we're using the tan ratio, right? So applying the tan ratio. So tan of the angle, which angle we're talking about here now? 41 is equal to the opposite side, which is A, over the adjacent side, which is 15. And therefore, to get the value of 50, to get the value of A, we need to get rid of this 15, so we can multiply both sides by 15. So times this side by 15, and times the other side by 15. And what will happen is that 15 into itself was 1 times. So we have 1A, or just A, over here. And then we have 15 times tan 41. Let me just get our calculator. 15 times tan 41. That's 13 if I'm using whole number. So 13 to the nearest whole number. So the value of A is 13. Now we want the value of X. And of course, X is a triangle, right angle triangle on the left hand side here of the screen. And for this triangle on the left hand side here, we know the hypotenuse now. We know the opposite, which is the same A. This 13 is opposite to the angle here, X. And we know the adjacent, which is 10. So this is the hypotenuse we do not know. What we know is the adjacent and the opposite. So we're using the tan ratio. So tan X, which is the angle here in question, tan X is equal to opposite, which is A. I want to know the value of A, right? The value of A is 13. So opposite over adjacent, which is 10. So tan X is equal to, what's 13 divided by 10? 1.3. So angle X, and then that's so when you're finding the angle, remember your second function, or shift, depends on the type of calculator you have, tan 1.3, and I'm getting 52.4 degrees to 1 decimal point. Alright, rounded off to 1 decimal point, 52.4 degrees.